Thanks to the support as a channel member, Glenn Patrick. As expected, we just cruised towards a mid-table finish at the end of that season, so I didn't feel the need to show you any more matches. What I am going to show you is the most important transfer window of the entire series, because this can make or break our time here in Asia. If we get this right, we qualify for the Champions League this season, and that is the end game for this continent. We need to get this Champions League won, because as much as they keep delaying Football Manager games, I am getting quite conscious that we need to win 5 different continental tournaments before the next Football Manager comes out. And if I don't win one soon, that becomes harder to do. But we will kick things off first with our season review. I mean, you only saw 2 matches over the course of this season, so this will give you a nice little snapshot of how things are going here at Nong Bua Pitchaya, aka the Gamecocks, where I will show you the proper stadium in today's episode. There was so many comments yesterday saying, Kev, did you not notice the actual stadium was... No, I didn't. I still haven't seen the actual stadium. We're going to go and have another look for it in a minute. But first, let's have a look to see who won signing of the season. Nobody, because even my signings apparently weren't good enough. I mean, I would have given it to Oke, who came in and was a good goalkeeper, but I guess only played 5 matches. So can you really give signing of the season to someone who only played 5 matches? We were supposed to finish mid-table. We ended up finishing 9th, which in a 16-team league is very mid-table, although the board are only giving me a C+ for exactly meeting what they asked me to do. Interesting that we are coming close to maxing out our home attendances despite a very boring average mid-table season. If we do start to challenge towards the top of the table, we're going to need a new stadium. And the Raging Mackerel did just survive, which means they get their £500,000 that is oh so needed. They only did it by 3 points. That means they'll get another £500,000 next season, and hopefully between the 2 of them that'll be enough money to sort them out off the pitch, maybe give them time to build the new stadium. And we want to see the Mackerel do well. I just didn't want to hang around and be the one who does it. But that's how the season went. This is the financial situation. I mean, the fact that there's £2 million of a sponsorship here is bananas. Broadcast revenue was down. I mean, everything's down a little bit, apart from match day revenue. This is all going to start going up again, and that sponsorship is absolutely crucial, because if we're about to get £2 million drop into our bank account, I'm much less worried about being £1 million overdrawn. The money that this club spends starts to make a bit more sense if that's still coming in. Only a 2-star reputation though, which is the same as the Mackerel, and our new joint highest paid player Park Chung Song, who had a match highest earner clause, our North Korean international, is our most popular player shirt wise. Presumably the people of North Korea lapping up the shirts, because I imagine they know all about how he's the best player in the world. This was our team of the season. This is an interesting one. I mean, he's come into the team, and I mean, he's only started 3 games, but he's averaged a 7.6. Maybe I need to take him a little bit more seriously. That's interesting. The rest of them, I mean, the majority of that can be replaced. We've got a lot to do this summer. Park Chung Song does win Player of the Year. Somboon gets Young Player of the Year, and then the rest of the awards are nicely shared around. I mean, there's no real standout players. We're going to do a lot of rebuild this summer. There's going to be a lot going on. That's a little bit harsh. I quit. And I love the fact that our new team play in pink. I do love a pink shirt. And we don't need to worry too much about what the best 11 is doing or any of that nonsense. What we do need to do is look at what the board want from us next season. They want us to finish mid-table. They also want me to develop players using the club's youth system, which, I mean, there's a reason I once again haven't bothered posting these for the Name in the Game channel members, because they're all dross. I feel a little bit tight letting you have a 3-star current ability player that I know I'm never going to lose. Sooner or later, we will get a good youth intake, and then I'll make them available to the Name in the Game lot again. I mean, if you if you're a Name in the Game channel member and you really want one of those guys, let me know. But I can honestly say that will be the last anyone ever sees of them. We just won't use them, so they're probably not worth having. But the board just looking for us to establish ourselves as a mid-table team forever, and maybe in 5 years challenge for a cup. That is not quick enough. We want Champions League this season. We're not going to say that to the players, though. That will obviously terrify them. So let's tell the players we're looking to finish mid-table. That's satisfied them. And then somewhere in here, we've got our budgets. The budgets have just remained the same. So the budget we had at the end of the season is the budget that carries over. So we've got £1.5 million of transfer budget, or 1.7 if we don't spend any wages, or loads of wages if we don't. I mean, we've left it roughly halfway between. I don't know why the scouting budget is absolutely hammered. I have done that thing you lot have been telling me to do of unticking keep scout reports up to date. That's been unticked since Precision, but for whatever reason, this scouting budget bug, and I'm still convinced it's a bug, is still a thing. You can see we are £1.6 million in the red. This is where we need that sponsorship money to come in. Hopefully, we are about to get a bunch of sponsorship money to bring us back into the black, because as it stands at the moment, finances are not looking good. And we know when you've got a projection like that and a balance like that, these things don't last very long. So if we don't get the sponsorship quick, we are going to have to look to spend quick, because we might get partway through the summer and lose the money. And that would be a disaster. If we look at what we need a little bit of everything, really. I don't think there's anybody who's irreplaceable. I mean, Oke probably is going to be my starting keeper for next year. I think he probably is good enough. He's a good Thai league player. That's the kind of standard we're looking for. That's minimum level, 4 stars, good Thai league level player. And we don't have a lot of them throughout the squad. We've got Astati at centre back, who we definitely want to keep around, 23-year-old Moroccan. Everywhere else though, I mean, he's coming in. Jean Essomba, who's a Cameroonian midfielder, looks like he's going to be really, really good. So he's going to be coming in. But aside from him, there's nothing too exciting in midfield. Glavaki, who we brought in back in the last window, definitely someone we're looking to build around. And there is Norella, who apparently we should be using more than we are. But I've now replaced him. No one really that exciting on the right. I want to move Chung Song on because he's earning too much money. And again, we don't really have an outstanding striker. So there's lots to do, lots of money to do it with. At the moment, the media think we are a 10th place mid-table team. The goal for this summer is to get the media thinking we can genuinely challenge for the Champions League and maybe get at least one player in the Dream 11. If we can start getting Dream 11 players in, that is exactly what we're looking for. But for now, before we do anything else, should we go and find the actual Pitchaya Stadium and have a proper look at it? So this is where we started yesterday, and I think I saw this one maybe? And is that the proper one? Is that the proper stadium? I think this is where we were trying to find yesterday, behind a warehouse, and I just didn't notice. I mean, I'm red-green colourblind. That's my excuse. I didn't notice all these other football pitches, but I think this is the actual stadium, which does look like it's got an actual stand. So that's a positive. What it doesn't have is any blue dots anywhere near it, so I don't think we're going to be able to have a look at it. It looks like the Google Street View car doesn't venture into this part of Thailand. The closest we can get is over here, or down here. I mean, we might be able to see it if we look down from this road. We might be able to see. Where is it? I don't even know. There it is. That's as close as we can get. There is a stand there. As you can see, we do have a stand. It's behind a very fancy gate, but we can't get any closer to it than that. But there is the stand of our stadium, which I guess is very exciting. There's somewhere on here for me to park my caravan as well. I don't even need a house. I can just got all this land. I wonder if there's an electric hookup. So with all that being said, all I really want to do now is press continue a lot to get through to the 1st of December when free transfers become a thing. We've already got a lot of pre-contracts on their way in. Have we got any clauses to sell? There's a lot of clauses. No, we've got a lot of clauses to buy. We obviously don't want to buy any of them. But if you look back through the last few seasons, this is a club that traditionally spends $500,000 to up to a couple of million each summer. Last season, weirdly, my first one at the club, we ran at a massive transfer profit. We need that sponsorship money to come in, and then we need to start doing a proper summer of proper spending and bring in some stars. Bring on the stars. There you go then. Here comes the sponsorships. So we've taken on a new general sponsorship at £875,000 a season. So is that in addition to what we had before? No, that was all. I think that was 700,000 before. So that's gone up a little bit, but that's important. Money is in, scouting budget is in, so we can actually do some scouting now. We can actually scout the whole of Thailand, which we've never been able to do before. And the board have given us a cash injection, all of which means we are now firmly in the black. The projection still looks pretty miserable, but I'm less worried about them taking my money off me. I think we're going to be good to take our time this summer and assemble the squad of my dreams. And we do have a lot of players who are out of contract, but I mean, I say a lot, a few. I'm not particularly bothered. We've got some older players, some players we weren't. I mean, 3 right backs on their way out. So we're definitely going to need a right back, and a few others we want to move on. But I'm more interested in what's coming in than what's leaving at the moment. We'll work out who needs to leave based on who comes in. We've got that limit of 9 foreign players for the squad, which we're already at. So if we sign foreign players, we've got to move some more foreign ones on, and then we just look to upgrade each position, and the players that get upgraded get moved on. It's going to be very methodical and simple this summer. That's what we're looking for. Well, we've made it through to the 1st of December, and as you can see, our pre-arranged transfers have arrived. But in fact, before them, we've already got a couple of guys who've come in earlier in the month. We mentioned Asomba before, who I am very excited about. He comes in from Hill Park in Cameroon. And we also brought in this guy, Wong Noi, who we've spent actual cash money funds on. We desperately needed a right back. Now we have one. He comes in from Ranong United for 120,000, which is a bargain price for us. We spend a lot more than that every year, so I don't mind spending 120 grand. And then we've got the free transfers. So Thanawat, this guy, 11 caps for Thailand. This is the caliber of player we're looking for. Centre mid, attacking mid. He's been around a little bit. Actually spent a couple of years at Leicester. Didn't play a game for them, but was in Leicester briefly. And was at Port, was on loan in Iran last year. There's been some big transfer fees paid for him in his career. Yeah, he's getting on a little bit now, but little bit of experience isn't going to do us any harm at all. At the other end of the age spectrum, we have Sunthornpit, who is a 21-year-old Thai under-20 international with some decent potential. Not really played a lot of football so far in his career. That might be about to change, though. We also have Kum Sawad, who has come in from, where's he coming from? Muan Thong. Again, not played a lot of football other than a few loan spells, but another one with decent potential. Another one with good potential is Jarawan Satarak, who has got 3 stars of current ability, loads of potential. He comes in from Port. He's played like 30 games for them in the top flight over the last few years. And still young enough to continue to improve. And then we have Nimit Nakpan, who is a striker, 22 years old. These are all Thai, which is important. He'd previously been with us on loan, where he got 3 goals in 4 appearances and has been playing a few games over the last few years. Again, at this top level, lots and lots of experience. So those lot are in. Let's just welcome all those boys. And that's 7 signings already, which means we probably already need to start looking at which players we're going to be moving on, although we have just had all of our contract expiry free transfers leave the club. So we'll have a look at the squad planner to see how that works everything out. Because if we come over here and go to released players, you can see a whole bunch of players have been released as well. So this is what the squad planner looks like now as we are on the 1st of December, free transfer day. So I think we're probably fine in goal. A backup goalkeeper might be handy, a Thai backup goalkeeper, because then we can let Yun Su go. Esid is already on the transfer list. We both want both of those foreign keepers to go. We can't have 3 foreign goalkeepers in our squad. So move 2 on, get a Thai keeper as a backup. Seems like the sensible thing to do. At left back, we've got Basena, who obviously came in towards the end of last season, plus new boy Sunthornpit. So I think we're probably fine at left back. Wong Noi, the new guy we've just brought in, is going to be a decent option for us at right back, along with Thod Sanet, who was playing there for us last season. Spent a lot of money on him. I didn't. The club did. He wants to leave. He wants to join a bigger club. We've just exercised his contract extension, so he's got 2 years left on his deal. But we might end up selling him if someone comes in and decides they want him. We've agreed to sell him for 1.2 million, which would be a lovely old bargain if we let him go. At centre back, we've got some decent options, but we could probably do with 1 more at least. Likewise, defensive midfielder, there's options, but we could probably do with more in there. Attacking mid, or central midfield, sorry, starting to look pretty good. Esomba is definitely going to be part of that mix. Sung Chitawan, the Thai international, definitely going to be part of the mix, plus the guys who were here before. Up front, we've still got Hojaran Boonchun, but we could probably do with a decent backup to him, or maybe someone to come over the top of him and compete with him. Likewise, on the right wing with Chung Song, who I'm still looking to get rid of because of how much he costs, and Glavaki is probably going to be my man on that side. But there's loads of money knocking around, still 400,000 in the transfer budget, loads of spare wage budget, plus, of course, there will be some players who we now look to move on because the squad is starting to look pretty bloated. Our first team squad is now 29 players, and there's going to be more coming in. So we need to start transfer listing some players, moving on some players that we don't plan to use. For example, this guy. Yeah, he's got 4 caps for Thailand, but he ain't playing for us. We probably need to move him on. But first, let's get some free transfers in and see what goodies we can get. Well, we have done our first wave of, or I guess second wave officially, of free transfers on free transfer day. And we're now at the point where we need to clear some space in the squad to make room for any more. But very happy with what we've been able to bring in. Umar Tamba is a 21-year-old Senegal under-23 international, another central midfielder. We're having an entirely new midfield three of African players, and I think that's going to make a significant difference to us. So he comes in from Generation Foot, where he's been playing for them for a number of years. We've also got a Nigerian winger, Jesse Akila, 29 years old, right wing, looking at him being the long-term, or not even the long-term, the immediate replacement for Chung Song, who we are trying to get rid of, because he's on so much money. He's been playing in Thailand for a long time as well. And does he have, I think he has. Now, I've assumed that he has Thai citizenship. Yeah, he's going to get his Thai citizenship soon, which will stop him then being listed as a foreign player. He's also 6'6", which is massively important. But yeah, been playing in Thailand for a long, long time, so should have him listed as a homegrown, or whatever the terminology is, not foreign when it comes to doing the squad list. We then have another Thai international, Kittifot Dangaran is a 31-year-old Thai international striker who's been playing for Buriram United for the last number of years, been getting double figures for goals as well, even had a spell at Melbourne Victory in Australia. So he comes in to be our new striker. And then our other new African midfielder, Ala Solomon, is an Egyptian under-20 international, 23 years old, 3.5 stars of current ability, 4 stars of potential. And he's been playing in the Egypt Premier League last year, which is a good level for him to be at. And then we've also signed another Thai younger player. Rachanon Pimyotha is a Thai former under-20 international, now 23 years old. He's a striker, can also play on the right-hand side. And he's been playing around the top league here all his career, over 150 games in the top flight. And he's coming in to be a rotation option for us. So that, to me, seems like a good sign. We've sold this guy on. He's gone for 30 grand to Sufanburi down in the 3rd tier. And we are also trying to move on a few more of our foreign players, because if we have a look at squad registration now, we can't fit him in. So we're looking to move him on. We can't fit him in. We already knew we were looking to get rid of him, so he's on the transfer list as well. And we also already had Vickery on the transfer list as well, but those three don't fit in. That is on the basis of us keeping 2 foreign goalkeepers as well. So we could bring in at least 1 more foreign player if we let Yun Su go, which we would like to do if someone wants to give us money for him. But at the moment, that just about spends up our budget. So we need to move some more players on before we can bring anyone else in. There's still plenty of time. The season hasn't even ticked over yet. The new one won't start until February. So we've got time. We now just need to sit back, wait, let some players leave. There might be more of a burst of players leaving in January when transfer windows in other parts of the world open up. And then we can maybe do 1 more round of incoming transfers, which would be super. Well, frustratingly, we've lost Astati. He had a release clause, only £250,000, which is far too low. And he's gone to Port, which is also frustrating, seeing him move to another club within our league. It is a foreign player off the books, which does make it a little bit easier for incoming transfers. Doesn't actually bring us back down below our wage budget because he wasn't earning a lot of money. But we can shuffle things around a little bit and make that work. But it does leave us with a little bit of a gap at centre-back now, or potentially at right-back, I guess. If these, I mean, Thod Senate will have to play centre-back. because we're very light there now. Does mean Chimetzi might stick around. I mean, he's been here a long, long time. So we might actually keep him if we can't find anybody else to come in. But it's a frustrating one, losing him. Release clauses are rubbish. It's why I try not to give them out. I didn't give him that. Well, this is an interesting development. I've been offered an interview at Suwon FC in Korea, the K-League 2, which is not as reputable a league as the one that we're in, apparently. 2-star reputation team. I mean, I've got to go to the interview. I think this is the first time I've been offered an interview without applying for the job. We're going to do that. I think Barcelona. We're going to do that thing where I try and force through getting a coaching course at an interview. Because I've just asked my board here for a coaching course. They've said no. I still haven't done a single one. So I think it's something I can do as part of the interview. People keep telling me it is. Yeah, I've managed in lots of countries. Shown good loyalty. You've not been at your current club very long. Why are you suddenly looking to move? You called me, Hong. You called me. I've managed to do some very positive things. I have. Why have you felt it? I'm considering options. It's acceptable. Yes, I'm good at dressing room atmosphere. Yes, I'm good at bad finances. Where do I do the bit where I tell them that I want a coaching course? I'll do my best to avoid the drop. This is a drop. This is a step down. This is horrible. That is such a low wage budget. Yeah, I'd like a coaching course. Is that on here? There you go. We don't believe you need more coaching qualifications to achieve our club vision. I feel I need to be more qualified. Yeah. We refuse to send you on a coaching course. You leave us with no option but to rule you out of becoming the club's next manager. Well, I'm glad that it's not just the clubs I'm managing that don't think I need to be qualified. I have literally 0 coaching badges and no one seems to want to give me one. I don't understand. Transfer wise, there's not a huge amount going on. We're still trying to get a few players out of the club. We've sent somebody on loan to the Mackerel. So, I mean, bless them. They're not going to have a very nice time this season, I don't think. But we're still waiting for the season to tick over. We're still considered 10th place fodder. We don't have anybody in the Dream 11. It's not quite going to plan just yet, but we continue to wait and see and hopefully move some players on, which is what we really need. Oh, rule changes. Rule change. Oh, it's just changes to the transfer window date. So I think the season, yeah, it is about to tick over. So this is where we might get a better idea of what the media actually think of our shiny new look squad. If they still think we're going to finish 10th, then that means I've not really upgraded the team at all. Season preview, 10th. The Mackerel are going to get relegated and we haven't improved the squad apparently. That's not ideal. We've still got time though. There's still like 6 weeks before the season starts. There's plenty of time to do more transfers if we can get some players out of the club, which we really need to do first. Wowzers. We've had an offer of 1.1 million for Thod Senate. I mean, firstly, it's mad that teams in the second tier in Korea can throw £1 million around. Maybe I should have taken that previous one a little bit more seriously, but we've agreed to sell him for 1.2. They've offered 1.1. He doesn't even want to go. So we can reject it because we don't want to lose him. But I mean, that suggests we might get that £1.2 million offer soon and very seriously have to consider letting him go. We do have 100% retained transfer revenue, so it will allow us to do some more business if we let him go. But he is a 23-year-old current Thai international. He's with potential. He's the kind of player we need to be building the team around, not selling on. So don't really want to sell him if it can be avoided. And I think that might be Chemezi done. He's going to miss the first half of the season. He'd only just made it back into the squad and off of the transfer list when we sold t'other guy. And now we've got to replace him anyway. So I think he is done. He won't be part of the squad. We'll sign another foreign player. And I think he's finished, which is a little bit of a shame. Not the best way to go out, but we need some actual defenders. We are getting quite desperate for defenders. We've fixed the midfield. Our midfield is looking great. If we have a look at what the game considers our best 11 to be, the midfield is great. The attack is great. The defence definitely needs work. So we need to bring some centre-backs in as a matter of urgency. Well, we've made it to the end of the transfer window. We did manage to bring in some more defenders, and we also had to bring in a goalkeeper because we had the usual squad depth moan from the players. But the two defenders we brought in, No Yun Sang is a South Korean 29-year-old 6'3" centre-back who'll just come straight into the first team. In fact, both of these guys are likely to be starters for us. Seri Matsumura is the other guy, 28-year-old Japanese centre-back, who, I mean, neither of them have previously played outside of their home countries, but I'm sure it'll be fine. And then for the goalkeeper, we brought in a Brazilian on loan who we've not even registered in the squad. We've literally just brought him in to calm the team down. He's actually pretty good. It would be nice if we could afford to register him, if we had the gap to register him for foreign players, but we don't. And I just could not find a Thai goalkeeper who was even good enough to sit on our bench. So Pedro Henrique is in. We're just not going to use him at all. We have managed to sell Vikri, another one of our fringe players. He's gone to Sukhothai. And we also sold Sung Yun Soo, our South Korean backup goalkeeper, which is what caused all of the problems in the first place. We had agreed a deal to sell. In fact, I thought because the deadline had passed, we'd lost the deal, but it looks like it is still ongoing. So Pak Chung Song is hopefully off to go and play for St. Louis City. So that's another fee we're hopefully getting for him. And then Chimezi, we're not registering because he's injured until halfway through the season, and then Henrique is the only other guy who's not going to be registered. And we've managed to get ourselves £600,000 overdrawn again, despite staying within our wage budget. Every time we've sold a player, we've thrown the money back into wage budget. So the wage budget is much higher than it was when I first arrived. But even with that being said, it's a little bit silly. I've just realised as well, Chung Song is a club legend, and I'm forcing him out of the club. That's going to go down really well with our fans, I imagine. I'm getting rid of the only legend in the history of the football club because he's North Korean. Might be a little bit unfair. And we still don't really have a proper right back as well. Wong Noi, who we spent money on, is likely to be the guy. But it's probably the weak area in the squad. We need to train maybe some of the midfielders to play at right back. That's the cool thing in the Premier League now, after all. Why am I sat so far over here? I know my back's hurting at the moment, but I could sit centre on the screen. Actually, that really hurt, sliding my chair across. What a silly idea. On the topic of my back, by the way, if you are watching this the day it comes out and you're expecting the final charity live stream tonight for Autism Awareness Month, at the moment, as I'm recording this, it's 12:20 on Tuesday as I'm recording this bit. We're 50-50 whether I'm going to be able to do it. I am hurting having been sat at this chair to record this video this morning, so we'll see how the rest of the day goes. But if the charity stream doesn't take place until Thursday, that's why the back is still sore. But this is the squad. I'm pretty happy with it. The media seem distinctly unimpressed with the transfer business that we've done. Still thinking we're going to finish in 10th place. We'll see. We will see. We start the season in tomorrow's episode against Pathum United and Nakhon Ratchasima, who are, Pathum United is going to be a big test. They're the current holders of the league title and favourites to win it again. If we manage to survive that first game of the season, maybe we are quite a good team. But that is what we'll find out tomorrow with our shiny new look squad. If you've enjoyed that video, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.